All right, I am definitely looking forward to the day when you can actually shrink these down, these big blockbusters here. Right here, these are all notes or notebooks or notes. They're probably notes. Under the tag, I got a tag commentaries. I click on it and boom, all 8 of these open up. And then I got to scroll down like this. And I don't mind having more information in these, but they're huge blocks, take up a lot of space. So my goal is to see if they can incorporate the idea or feature or function that you can shrink them down. Like this little block right here, 19 hours ago. That's just one little tiny, it looks like, let me see what's going on. Yeah, see how small that one is up here? Now, I don't know why that's so small and the other ones are so big. Why is that? Oh, that's because, duh, I didn't scroll down. But that's a good idea. Let's take a look at this. You see how tiny that is right there? Let's go back up and look at it. You see how small that is right there? Now it's only because I didn't scroll up. But if we could reduce it down to this size by clicking on something up here, say collapse notes, something that collapses these boxes down to this size here with just a little, maybe a little hint of what it is, maybe just the 1 John 5:7 only right there. For instance, if we go to the top here, the very first thing at the top here, it would shrink everything down except for that little top part right there, making it about this size right here. So instead of, if you ever have a notebook that's got 20, 30 notes in it, you could easily shrink them all down and kind of go through the verses. You can kind of see the little subtitles of them and figure out which ones you're looking for maybe faster. It's just an idea. Instead of scrolling all the way down, scrolling. 'Cause some notebooks have, a lot of notes in it. Or I think, well, let's just take a look at this. I think you're supposed to be able to type in, just say a commentary critical. I think you're supposed to be able to type in up at the top bar up here. Let's take a look and see how this works. A commentary. What does that do as far as locating that particular one over here? I got 8 different notes opened up. Or wait a minute, does that change everything? Wow, I guess that changed everything, man. Let's get rid of that. Go back to the... Okay, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was trying to see if I could locate this particular note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out of all these notes, if I wanted to find one of these notes really quickly, instead of having to click on each one, if I could come up to the top and search for something inside this note that I know, like for instance, a few late Greek manuscripts. In other words, this little phrase right here. I'm going to copy it. And if I didn't know which note it was in other words, I'm going through all these notes here. Which note is that? If I got 30 notes and I don't want to click each one and try to find out which one has that phrase in it, and I've already got my tag up here, if I could come up to the top and paste that, does it give me that particular note? And there it is, right down here. So there it is, right there. So then that finds that particular note for me, that particular phrase, and it's also got that same tag in it up at the top. So now I got the tags. So there you go. I think I figured it out. I could pull up a bunch of notes that have the same tag, and then I can type in a phrase up here looking for inside that tag group, a particular note that has a particular phrase in it. So that's neat. All right, and we'll see that particular phrase must be in these as well, or they wouldn't be in here. And that's another thing about this. I don't see that phrase in these. A few late Greek manuscripts in that order. So it has to be in that order is what I'm wondering. So I've got the one here that has it in that order, but it says it obviously that phrase, a few late Greek manuscripts, is supposed to be in all of these or they wouldn't be here, because that's how I'm filtering. So let's go to the top one and see if we can find that phrase. There it is, a few late Greek manuscripts. Let me bold it up so we can see it better. There you go. So it is in that one. Let's go to the second one here. There it is, a few late Greek manuscripts. Let's go to the third one. Scroll down, a few late, there it is. And the last one, it should be in here somewhere. There it is, a few late Greek manuscripts. Okay, so it is. It does work. Surprising, surprising. Sometimes it actually works the way. Okay, so anyway, if you're searching for a tag and you got 100 tags on this thing and you don't know which note to go into, you can fine-tune the search at the top by a phrase that's inside the note you're looking for that may be a particular reference that you can key in on. So you'll have the tag and then you'll have the phrase. You have to enter your phrases up here at the top box. That'll reduce. I had 8 before, now I'm down to 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I remove that phrase from the search up here, I just click on the X up here and it disappears. Now I'm only searching for this result here, and that brings up 8. So now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Scroll down, you'll have 8. Again, I made this video because I'd be interested in being able to shrink these down with a little box up here, collapse or uncollapse the notes. And then I just was in the process of making that video, and I was like, well, you know what? Let me see if this works. Searching for a phrase inside one of these to pinpoint exactly which one I might want to look for. Say I'm looking for the Comma Johannem right here, and I don't know which note it is. So I could literally type in this phrase, Comma Johannem. Let me copy and paste that up here into the search box. Let's get out of that note. Let's type in just that phrase. Boom. And now we're down to 2 notes. So there you go. I can find that particular note a whole lot faster by typing in the phrase that might be in the body of the note. In the body of the note. That's what this is for up here. In the body of the notes. So if you're pulling up a whole bunch of, I think that would work for like a bunch of notebooks too. For instance, if I type in, let's get rid of all these tags. If I type in my notebooks here, and I'm typing in the notebooks collections. So there we go. We got all these collections here, but I'm looking for a particular phrase or something in these. Then I can type in the phrase. Let's just, oh, here's another example of having Comma Johannem in it, but I want to use a different verse here. Let's try Dewey Rames or something, or wrong words, or let's pick without notes. Let's say I'm looking for the one without notes. So I'll go like this, copy. If I have all these books open and I didn't label them properly and I can't read them properly, instead of opening each and every one of them, I'm looking for the one that has the phrase without notes. There you go. What happened? Why isn't it showing up? Oh, I see. Inside that, okay, so each one of these is a notebook. If we go to the one on 5, right here, we're clicked on 5. As you can see right here, this has 5 notes in it. Over here's all 5 of the notes. Again, it'd be nice to collapse them down. All right, there's without note, there's with a note. So right here, if I didn't see that there, and I'm looking for tricks, let's say trick of the Bible, tricks of the Bible, let me copy that. Now let's say I couldn't see that phrase in the title, it's down in the body somewhere, but that's the note I'm looking for. And I want to pinpoint that particular note that has that particular phrase in it, trick of Bibles. Then I think I can come up here and type that phrase, trick of Bibles, and add that. There it is. Now, as long as I have that book selected, the problem was I didn't have that book selected earlier. I had a different book. Like if I have this book selected down here, it's not going to have that phrase in it. So it's not going to show up in the notes. That particular book, if I click on these books right here and I'm like, that doesn't have it, that doesn't have it. And then I get to the one that actually does have it. And then it's being filtered by this and that phrase at the top, trick of Bibles. So now I've pinpointed which particular note in that book that I'm exactly looking for, and then I can deal with just that note instead of all the notes in a particular notebook. Because if I got 50 notes in a notebook, then I'm going to want to narrow it down, and you can narrow it down by searching for just a phrase at the top there. Now, you can also narrow it down by tagging it. Tricks of Bible. I'm going to use that. Trick of Bible, or tricks In Bible? I don't know. What was the phrase again? Trick of Bibles. I don't know if that's the best trick of Bibles. If I want to use tricks in the Bible, tricks of the Bible, tricks. I say tricks in the Bible is probably the best for this particular. All right, trick of Bibles, tricks in the Bible. Okay, so anyway, we tagged it now. Now it should be real easy to find in case I don't want to go through this process here of which book is the one that has that phrase in it. Maybe I can search for that. Now that I have it tagged, let me remove this phrase business, and maybe I can additionally search for the tags right here. Let's go. I don't know why that wouldn't show up, because if I'm already in the Bible, interesting. So I'm still learning. Let me try to figure this out here. You go back to collections. There's a bunch of books on collections. Now, it seems like I should be able to hop over to tags and search for tags. There you go. There's tricky. There you go. There's the tags right there. Okay, so you can search for it by tags as well. So if I click on that, there it is. So anyway, so it got rid of that. I guess you can't search for the name of the notebook. Add that up to your filters, and then go back over to this and search with tags at the same time. I guess if you're going to tag something, just search for the tags. You don't need to search for the notebook and the tags, because if you know the tag of a particular note, then why do you need to go search for the notebook first? Just type in the tag, tricks of the Bible, and then when you find it, it'll tell you what notebook it's in right here. That's the name of the notebook. So I don't know. I'm just learning as I go, guys. All right. Anyway, God bless you guys. We'll talk to you later. Peace.